And you're still watching Prime Morning here on Joy Prime. We have had a very wonderful morning. If you caught up with us from the very beginning at 6 a.m., then it's safe to say that you have been a very honest person this morning. But if you're just joining us, you're welcome once again. My name is Kofi Hayford, and I'm doing this with Rosalind Felly. We've had quite an eventful morning, isn't that right?
It has been, I must say, an amazing morning.
An NSMQ kind of morning.
NSMQ morning. So there's actually a picture that is trending.
Oh, really?
Yes, where the Butcher boys are back in school and they had to showcase their trophy and they are in the trunk of a pickup.
Okay.
And the Prosecans actually are now comparing themselves when they were in a Chrysler. And showcasing the trophy as compared to the Butcher boys in the trunk of an old pickup.
Okay.
So they are trying to tell them that we cry bougie.
But doesn't matter.
It does.
Doesn't matter.
It does. It does. It does. It does. It does.
Okay. Oh, what about, did they still bring the trophy?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, for me, okay, I didn't want Presec to win at all.
You didn't want?
No, I didn't want them
Why?
to win because I didn't want them to win. I felt they were winning too much.
Okay.
It was time for other people to also take up that enjoyment role. You can't be enjoying all the time. Like somebody else who has to enjoy it and know how it feels.
I know, right?
Like,
I know, right?
Like, forget about them.
Anyway.
Forget about them.
So, well, I don't know. We have a conversation coming up.
We do have a conversation coming up. And so it wasn't the weekend. It was, I think, on Tuesday. Yes, there was a digital launch for musicians. So I say to the musicians, hooray. Okay, so it happened on Wednesday. Hooray. Dear musicians, Ghana musicians, there's good news. You've been complaining that your royalties that you've been receiving, you can't even track it. It's not good. The money is not coming. Somebody is taking advantage of your money. Now, the government says, worry no more. There is a launch that has taken place on Wednesday where, Ghanaian musicians get to have their songs there and you can actually trace your royalties. You can actually get money out of it. We want you to take a look at what happened on that day.
Ghana Music Xperience, GMX, a newly launched Ghanaian-owned music streaming platform, was unveiled in Accra. At the launch, Vice President Dr. Bawumia highlighted the vital role of digitalization in advancing Ghana's creative industry through monetized platforms that drive revenue and support industry growth.
It is an embodiment of what it means to preserve our culture, support our artists, and leverage technology to foster economic growth within the creative arts. There are a myriad of streaming platforms. However, having one that is purely dedicated to Ghanaian music and musicians is a welcome addition in our digitalization journey as a country. The vast fan base of every Ghanaian musician is in Ghana. And yet, this is where our musicians make the least money because of piracy and foreign streaming services that do not promote our artists in a prominent manner.
Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Andrew Ejapa-Mensah, emphasized the platform's potential impact on the sector.
We are creating yet another bridge, one that connects Ghanaian artists with audiences across the globe. This is a platform that is expected to give our music the spotlight it deserves whilst bringing financial benefits to the artists and industry professionals who dedicate their talents and investment to creating the music.
President of the Musicians Union of Ghana, Bessa Simons, described the platform as timely.
We don't have any problem with revenues coming from outside and you can't get your money and things like that. This is in Ghana. You download the music, money goes through your phone, and then the artist gets his remuneration.
The GMS features a wide range of genres from high life and hip life to Afrobeat and traditional rhythms, with the goal of promoting both Ghana's rich musical heritage and its contemporary sounds.
Alrighty, so that was a report from the GMX launch that happened just a few days ago on 30th of October. It was a Wednesday. If you couldn't make it over there, that was a report for you. Rosalind, what are your thoughts?
I was supposed to have been there. I couldn't make it. It's a good initiative, I must say. It's not the first. That's where I have a problem.
Okay.
What happened to the first? Did our Ghanaian musicians benefit from it? How are they going to benefit this time round? How easily accessible is this one? All these questions ought to be asked. How are they going to get the revenue? Because yes, we hear that, oh, no piracy and all of that is going to, erase all of that. But of course, as we hear all these juicy things, are they going to materialize?
Right.
Or it's just going to be one of those conversations where we talk about it, it's supposed to be like this, and then all of a sudden, it just falls, and we don't hear about it again. So I think we need to speak with the tech expert.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Kobe Spikey is joining us on Zoom. Hi, Kobe.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Obroni. How is your hair? I hope you haven't cut your hair.
I haven't cut it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's still there. We like it. We like it. Maybe Kofi has some few questions before I come in. Kofi.
Well, Spikey. Okay. So, Spikey, good morning once again. I hear you're going for a different hairstyle now. How true is that?
I'm trying to learn from you.
Hey, my brother, relax. Relax. No violence this morning. No violence this morning. But Spikey, I'm sure there are 101 questions about the launch of GMX. Personally, I wanted to find out from you, because you have been in the industry for quite some time, and how it works. We all know that it's not the very first music streaming platform in Ghana. There's been Uptown, for example. We heard Antoine Mensah, who is with Uptown, come out to clear the air on whether GMX is the first or not. But talking about the streaming platform itself, is it a better option for Ghanaian musicians and creatives?
I mean, if we're looking at it as a streaming platform, there's a lot that needs to be done. I mean, it has serious competition. You're looking at global competitors like the likes of Spotify, Apple Music, Visa, Boomplay. That they're already existing players in the market. Now, let's take, for instance, if today you decide to start a social media platform, you're competing with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the like. It's very hard to convince users to move from what they are already used to something that you've just introduced.
Right.
So what you're actually going to have to do is a lot of incentivization to get people to switch. Now, what are the incentives here? What will make me stop using my Spotify subscription, for instance, and join GMX? Or what will make me, and let's not limit it to just even Ghanaians. What will make somebody in the West decide not to use Apple Music or Spotify and then use GMX? Mind you, said people already have playlists on all their platforms that they are already used to. They already have their collections. They already have their preferred listening platforms. So you really have to incentivize people to switch. And then there's also the issues of effective royalty management. I mean, I believe this is what GMX is for, because as it stands right now, we don't have an effective royalty management system in Ghana. You've heard a lot of musicians constantly complain about collecting coins, in royalties, and them not even knowing where their music has been played, in which country and whatnot, or even in Ghana, we don't even know where our music has been played, right? And so if GMX's role is going to be able to provide effective royalty management for our musicians, then yes, that is incentive enough for the musicians. But how is that going to be incentive enough for the user? Because it's the user that's going to listen to the music on this platform for the musician to make money. So I can put my music on GMX, but if I'm getting only 10 plays, how much am I making? Right? Those are the questions that we need answered.
Okay, so there's one thing that we also needed to clarify. Is it exclusive to Ghanaian music or it's universal?
I mean, I don't think it's exclusive to Ghanaian music. It shouldn't be exclusive to Ghanaian music, because then how am I going to, when I want to listen to King Promise or Shaker or Sarkodia or whomever.
Then you come to GMX.
And then when I want to listen to my T.I. and Rick Ross, then I go to Apple Music or YouTube Music or Spotify. No, I don't think it should be limited to just Ghanaian music, because then it would create a lot of fragmentation and space. I mean, like I mentioned, there's competition. AudioMac exists, SoundCloud, Boomplay, even Sound that was mentioned. All these exist. So what are you giving that's really unique that will make somebody stop listening? And how can you ensure that people from the West or people from even next door, Togo, Benin, Nigeria would upload their music to Ghana Music Xperience? Right. I mean, first of all, the Ghana Music Xperience, it should be a very global name. I think it should have gone for a global name so that it becomes a global player. You know what I mean?
Right.
But making a Ghana Music Xperience, just limited. But like I'm saying, I may not have all the information about what entirely it's supposed to do beyond just streaming. Maybe it's also going to be a royalty management app. Maybe it's also going to be a way for Ghanaian musicians to interact with their local audiences. I've been looking for the app online to try it, but I haven't found it yet. So there's still yet to be desired. But as I said, they have to really, really incentivize people to make it stand out.
But I mean, in your view, do you think this is a very feasible app or platform for Ghanaian music creatives? Is it feasible? And on a scale of 1 to 10, let me put it that way. On a scale of 1 to 10, how feasible is it?
You're putting me on the spot. I'm going to answer it two ways. Okay. First off, there's a lot of education that needs to be done for our musicians. I've been doing stuff with music. I'm going around the regions, training them on understanding the power of digital, marketing and digital solutions to benefit them and their craft, to put out their content out there. And you'd realize that there's a lot of knowledge that's lacking. And so people are suffering today because someone is monetizing their music. Someone is uploading their music on their behalf. Someone is earning royalties from their music from the Spotify, the YouTubes, and the rest, because they don't know how it's done. Because they don't know that this is how the money comes in. They don't know where they're supposed to even put their bank accounts. They don't know all of this. So I believe that what should have begun was educating musicians on the power of digital, on what they can do with digital. Then from that step, then you go on to having sort of a conversation with them to understand their pain points, because there are a lot of pain points that still have not been addressed. And so this is just going to be, it's not even going to be a band-aid on a wound, because they don't even know where the wound is. The musicians don't even know where they are hurting,
Right.
The problem is we are not making money. Why are we not making money? We don't know where to make the money from.
Right.
Okay, so you brought GMX. Now, every musician in the rural areas who have made music and are looking for a way to put it out there, how are they going to put their music on GMX? Are you going to have like a portal where they have to go and meet someone, or like a kiosk where they have to go and meet someone and give them their music on a pen drive or a CD for them to upload? All these questions need to be answered. I'm telling you this from experience. They don't even know how to get their music out there. They rely on people to do it for them, and most of the time they get cheated out of their royalties or their streaming numbers. So that problem not being fixed, GMX may be failing on arrival, because a lot of people are going to be holding their music like, where do I go to put my music on GMX? Do you get what I'm saying? Deal with the education first. Deal with the empowering of the musicians first. Let them understand the power they have, the content they have, how much they are going to make from each stream, how much, where their audience needs to come from, free tiers, premium tiers. They need to understand all these things. Once they are aligned, getting them to put their music on GMX will be like that. But right now, I can bet you my last penny, my last dollar, 90% of the musicians who are going to come out, who are already out and who are going to come out, wouldn't know what to do with it.
Interesting. Okay, so those are the thoughts of Kobe Spiky. He very interesting thoughts right there. We're still talking about GMX, the Ghana Music Xperience. Many thanks to Spiky for speaking to us. But it's not only Spiky that we're having today on Prime Morning. We also have Nana Poku Ashes. You know him very well as a music manager, an artist manager. He's worked with Kabna and has a lot of experience. We're going to be talking to him. He's right here. And also we have Bull God, who will be joining us from, he's already on Zoom, actually. Rosalind.
Yeah.
There are dozens of questions to be answered.
There are so many questions to be answered. And of course, one of my questions I have already asked Brenda, and she thought I was asking her, but I was actually just putting my questions together on that platform, and she answered. But I have more questions for that. And also we have Bull God. I don't know if Bull God is ready and we can see him. Hi, Bull. You've been missed, you know.
Rosalind, I miss you too.
So when are we seeing you in the studio?
Very, very soon. Very, very soon.
Great.
Very, very soon.
Great. And Ashes, we've already introduced Ashes. I'll come to you, Bull, and speak with you soon. But I want to ask Ashes his take on this GMX platform. The question that I asked Brenda was if the remuneration is going to be in cedis or in dollars, because we know that most of these platforms are paying in foreign currencies. And so if I am going to be paid in cedis, what is the good thing about it, where I know that, you know, if it's a $1, am I receiving the equivalent of $1? Am I receiving 1 cedi because it's 1 cedi? How is it going to be like? Have you asked all these questions?
Well, good morning to your viewers. It's a great initiative to have a locally owned site of this nature for us. But I mean, like Kobe Spikey said, the thought process, I think, hasn't been completed for it to be launched, because the educational reforms that it needs, right, to actually kick off and then become that which benefits the society and the music society hasn't been approached well. Like Spikey rightly hit the nail there. Our people are still suffering from this, all this, even international, well-built streaming apps. You know what I'm saying? People are still getting ripped up day in and day out, right? People get their music being logged on by other people, which they can't even trace. You know, all these things are factors that have our people actually thought about it. How are they going to protect that integrity of the musician? You know, these are factors that I was asking somebody who's part of the team. I didn't get the answers I wanted.
What did they say when you asked?
Well, the usual, it is built for us and that we have to make sure we do the right thing.
So how is it going to protect us as Ghanaians?
Those are questions that we need to ask them, not me. You understand me? The protection of that angle is very serious. That I don't think we have, you know, overscaled it for it to be implemented. Now, the other barrier you were asking in terms of the revenue that is going to generate, yes, that's a key factor. If Spotify is paying, let's just say 0.3 to 0.5, if Boomplay is paying 0.2 to 0.1 per dollar, how much are they paying? What would entice me to want to put my works on their platform? How wide do they reach? Because if I'm putting it on my Boomplay, I know it spans the whole world.
Right.
Do they have the capacity to also span the whole world? Do their playlisting, right? Would it get to as far as everywhere, East Africa, everywhere? You understand me? The reason why I will put my music probably on Boomplay is the listing. How Boomplay is able to list me.
Okay.
You understand me? If I know I put my material on Boomplay, it gets to some countries that I probably would not be able to reach.
Right.
You get me? So have they been able to equip themselves that much to get us music to those other areas that, you know, primarily we are not able to reach?
Okay.
So I was thinking that the first call of action to this was our Gamro system. Why do you leave Gamro? Okay, which can actually be fortified for the less privileged to at least receive the proper royalties that they deem fit for them. Do you get me?
Right.
Place the Gamro system very well. Okay? Place your educational systems in terms of how the artists are educated, right, to get their remunerations very well before you probably jump into this.
The education aspect is very key. I want to bring Bull in.
Right.
Bull God.
Yeah, Rosalie.
Yeah, Bull, it looks like there are few concerns with this app. Some people are very excited about it, but there are few concerns. As an artist manager, will you put your artist music out there on GMX?
Can I answer? He will say no. because it's MPP. He will say no.
That's my brother right there. He knows my mind. We think alike. And let me say this, good morning to your viewers. So now, big respect to Spikey and Ashes, everybody. I mean, they've spoken very well. They've said like everything I wanted to say, so I won't repeat it. Now let me say this. First and foremost, GMX, right? Or it's not GMX, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
GMX.
GMX.
Ghana Music Xperience, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That does not even sound like an app name. It's like an event name.
That's how you see it.
No, but that's the fact, bro. No, be say that be hard to see. Go, you see, sometimes, yeah, when we do some stuff, yeah, we for just scan around, right? And you know what I'm saying. This brand.
There, no, your network. There, no, we're going to show you, Pepe. Okay, unfortunately, Bull, your internet is not too good, so we'll try and come back to you. But, you know, you are saying that's him saying that the name, but do you think the name is okay too?
Well, I don't really mind
You
the
don't
name
mind.
as long as it's doing the thing or the right thing.
But
it's
the fact that
supposed
there's
to do.
Ghana there, wanted to limit the people who want to put their music there?
Well,
somebody for international.
It is made for us. I'm thinking that it's actually made for the Ghanaian experience. So, well, we've all been craving for a musical site that can protect our intellectual properties and all that. So if it's a Ghana, I don't really care about whatever name they use. It just has to do the right thing.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we can go back to Bull God. Bull, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So you were making a point.
Yeah, so I'm saying that go just scan around, right, and check all the apps, the streaming apps. Look at the names that they've given to the apps, right? It's something that is catchy. You know, I'm speaking from an advertising point of view, a brand's point of view. Spotify, iTunes, Boomplay, you know. Now I'm going to say Ghana Music Xperience. Yo, that's a big event that we need to do for foreigners to come and experience our music. I'm telling you facts. Now, secondly, for me, this whole thing is not, people are saying it's a good thing, it will help, but there's nothing good about this. Yeah, here and say we don't need another streaming. You know, when this man spoke about this months before he came to speak about recently and said, oh, by November they'll launch, I'm like, this is, excuse my French, it's a dumb idea. Who needs another streaming platform? For what? And Spikey put the nails right into the hole. Why would I leave my Spotify, my iTunes, my Boomplay, and come and do what where? Bro, Ashes also spoke, and I said this before somewhere, that this morning as you sit there, you're going to play a video from either a Familia, a Shatawale, a Stoneboy. How are you going to?
Definitely Kwabna Kwabna.
What?
Definitely Kwabna Kwabna. We have Ashes, so we can't play any other.
Good. Oh, yeah. I was going to mention that. So how is Kwabna going to get paid from the video that you played this morning on your show? How is he going to get paid? Those are the pertinent issues we should be dealing with. Your sister station, Joy FM, Hits FM, go and listen, tune in. They are playing music. How is the musician benefiting from the work that is being used? Gamro is supposed to be collecting that. Gamro is unequipped to do that. Those are the things we need. Those are the important things. Listen, let me state this here. Politicians should know why we are called creatives. We are not dumb people. We are creative people. We are smart. We are the only ones who create something out of nothing. We are the only ones. So before you come into a creative space and you want to speak, you need to be very, very, very intelligent. Look, the only thing the creative, and I'm sure everybody will agree with me, the only thing the creative is fighting for, asking for, is that I'm putting out a lot of creatives, but I'm not making the money back. So I can go back and create some more. That's all our concern.
But don't you think this is in the right direction? Don't you think all these things have been captured by GMX?
Bro, how is this? Well, look, who in this space? And my brother is there. We all have our works on the Spotify and the iTunes. Have we complained that they are not paying us our money? We knew what we signed up for. We knew that we're going to get X amount of dollars, X amount of CDs, and we signed up for it. So who's complaining? Nobody forced us to put our stuff on YouTube and everywhere else, because we know they are huge platforms and they've been advertised to run in the world. We know that getting on those platforms will get our jobs out there, and we've accepted whatever they are giving to us. Nobody's complaining. Who is complaining about streaming revenues? Who's complaining? Tell me who. Tell me one artist who's complaining. So to come and say you are, boy, where in the world would even a government, I'm coming to, lower their thinking or narrow their thinking to say they want to create a platform. When we say creative, it spans on a lot of things. Fashion, all these people. You don't even think something creative that will bring all these things together. And you are there saying music and movies. I'm sad this morning that we are even having this discussion. You see, we should be having this discussion we should have had this discussion when somebody like Nam1 put out a platform called Xylophone Cash and was streaming music and movies and said people will make money. We should be applauding him as a business person with that initiative, not the government. Like, the government is supposed to be doing things for all creatives. Bro, we shouldn't waste time on these people. It is sad. I think nobody should even clap for it. How are we discussing this?
No, wait. Boo, hold on, Boo. You might say that you are not too happy about it, but there might be some artists out there who are extremely excited about it because they feel this is our own.
Nobody is. Listen, no. Rosalie, let me tell you this. Anybody who's saying anything positive about this, is looking for favor somewhere or they've been paid to say. Let me say this. Look. Let me digress a little bit or give an example. We have a lot of diseases, right? A lot of diseases. So then the health minister comes to say, we are here to treat malaria. What happened to cancer? What happened to Pompo? What happened to jaundice? What happened? Who's happy? Who's happy?
Okay, so I want to ask Ashes the same question because he's also an artist manager. Ashes, you actually did say something when he was speaking. He said one step at a time. So are you in agreement with what he's saying or you are in disagreement?
Well, that's his thoughts. I can't say I would agree 100% with what he's saying. And moreover, I know where my brother's stands are. So if I follow...
Oh, you see. When you make... No, Ashes. When you make this... I'm sorry I'm interjecting, yeah? When you make this political, then we cannot have a conversation.
No. I'm not making it political. I'm just saying I know where your stands are.
But when you say that, everybody knows I'm a sympathizer of the NDC.
So nothing white to be blue.
No, you have to be clear. It's not about party or partisan. I'm just saying that, listen, bro, me and you, as we sit here, we are dead already, somewhere in Nigeria. We've been following music our whole life, right? You know that what is here now. When you say one step at a time.
Babu, wait, hold on a second. An initiative will start with the click and then becomes bigger tomorrow. If you don't take the initiative, it will never be approached. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You wait.
Wait. I'll let you come in. Do you know what should kickstart this? Not a streaming platform. We should be speaking about a creative bank.
Okay.
Yes,
No,
a creative bank.
but we get you. There are things that we should be speaking about. However, this is what is on the
It's
table
on the table now, and that's what
so
they've been able to implement.
We have to speak
Maybe
about
you
it.
might not agree with them.
Yes.
You know,
So
you
I
might
want
not
to hear
agree,
what
you might not
Ashes-
agree with what
Yeah.
the vision of the person is for now, right? But if you take your time, maybe before you know, 5 years from now, this will be the biggest streaming platform in the world. How would you know if they don't implement it? So
you see,
it's not the implementation that's my problem.
The question here is we have about 6 digital platforms already, streaming platforms.
Yeah.
What happened to them? Why is the government not taking a look at those ones and investing in those ones to make them big, rather than the government implementing this? Somebody who is probably a sympathizer of a different political party will think that, because you are looking for, a bulldog.
Go on, I'll answer. Go on.
Or somebody will think that maybe because you are looking for votes, that's why you decided to start this on your own.
Okay, so this is not an entirely government-owned. It's not government that created the thing. Hold on. It was an individual.
That's not what Bawumia said.
No, wait, hold on.
But that's actually what's out there.
It's
not, a partnership.
It's a partnership. It's not like a government initiative. Like, this is what we are doing. It was put out there. A few companies applied, and then they sought the one they thought, right, makes sense to them. And they brought that out as a partnership with the government. So it's more like Bawumia's initiative towards streaming, but it's a partnership. It's not entirely.
Yeah, but don't you think it's because the government buys into the idea of the individual?
That is what I'm saying, that it was put out for a few companies to apply to tender. And probably these people got it because after reviewing a lot of them, they felt that these people have it. What they bring on the table probably would do the Ghanaians much better. Honestly, I can't speak entirely to because I wasn't there at the launch, for a few reasons. I wasn't there. So I'm now going through the whole cycle of reading through it. But I'm just telling my brother that it is an initiative. Something needs to be started. We sit here, we cry about our monetization, our streaming sites, and blah, blah, blah. I think it is not a bad idea entirely. I am just looking at where they could have actually dealt with the education better before implementing. Right. But they are looking at time. They don't have enough time. So as soon as the thing came in, they need to jump in and do it. But they haven't done.
What's the time for? Elections?
Probably. It's all part. The politicians will use anything to campaign or canvas.
So Spiky used the phrase that the app is almost dead on arrival.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Now, I want to go back to Spiky. Spiky, if you can hear me, I personally want to find out, do you call this dead on arrival because it's not tackling royalty issues that we have in the system?
So that and a lot of other reasons. You see, streaming platforms are supposed to generate revenue for the creators who put their content over there. All right. Now, let me give you a little bit of how this works. It's either people are coming in on a free tier where you have advertising budget, where you have advertisers who are putting money on in this because they're advertising their content on the streaming platform, and then out of that advertising revenue, you share among the audience that is listening, or those who are listening for free. Or you have people who are paying a subscription fee, and then that subscription fee, once again, is distributed across all the people who have put their content on there. Now, you know why YouTube favors a lot of some Western countries more than some of us in these parts of the world? It's because of that model. We don't have that advertising budget here. It's not a strong ecosystem, if I should put it that way. There's not a lot of businesses putting in money in digital marketing. There is from the West, but in Ghana, I can bet you if you go on YouTube, you know how many ads that you will see. You will see some Gary something, you will see some ride-hailing app, you will see some paint, you will see Ali's Baba or something. Those are the ads that you will see. Now, the reason why these things happen like that is because they're the only ones who are spending. Okay? Now, that money is going to be shared across the creators who put their content on there. Now, let's bring that back to Ghana. How many advertisers are going to spend on GMX? Right? How many subscribers are going to subscribe to GMX? Because that is what's going to generate the revenue that you're going to share across these artists who are on this platform. It's going to get to a point where the money is not enough and people are going to be like, GMX, how much am I making? Do you know what I'm saying? So we need to think about the business model of this That's why I said it's dead on arrival. If you think about how we're already struggling to make money from a Ghanaian audience on established platforms like YouTube. If I get 2 million views on YouTube and you get 1 million views, like 2 million views on YouTube, and most of my audience is just Ghanaian, and then you get even 1 million views and then all your audience is American, you're earning more than I am. It's a fact, it's a given, right? Because the advertisers from that area are spending more money than advertisers from Ghana. And with that being said, how is that going to play out for GMX? Already you're saying that it's a Ghana Music Xperience, meaning that you've already limited it to Ghana, okay? Anyone out there, and I like what Bulldog said about the branding bit, anyone out there who hears this thing, oh, it's only for Ghanaians. You see, it doesn't come across as something that you're telling me you're selling globally.
Right.
I'm going to think, if I want to see what Ghana Music is about, it doesn't sell a streaming app. It doesn't come across as a streaming app. Fine, let's say GMX as a brand goes out there and it starts selling. What are we doing to get Western audiences on there? What are we doing to get Western advertisers on there? Because that's what's going to guarantee the cash. That's what's going to guarantee the money that's going to come in. And like I keep saying, you can't reinvent the wheel. The competition is tight. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it is hard. And now look, the conversation we're having right now, where Bulldog and Ashes and even me, we're all on the same page that it's not promising. That tells you that a lot of conversation, I don't think a lot of conversation was had with the creative industry to understand what they really wanted. Because if the creative industry doesn't buy into this, it's dead on arrival.
That's true.
Like, really, where is the money going to come from? Or are they going to create, and you know what Bulldog said is actually profound. TikTok created a creator fund to fund creators, to incentivize them to put their content on TikTok. They created a fund. Are we going to create a creator fund for musicians who are going to put their content on GMX, where they're going to be rewarded? And what's the sustainability plan for that? Because mind you, it's kind of better. If the money gets finished, what are we going to do, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to keep on encouraging more people to put their content on there? And then we're back to the beginning. How are you even going to get the people in the rural areas to go and put their content on there? They already don't even have data. And you're telling them to upload. Telling me, listen, I'll just say it's dead on arrival. Deal with royalties first. Forget about streaming. Royalties, most important conversation we should be having.
Of course.
Wow, it's quite interesting. I think I want to ask this one because it was launched, although we hear that it's a private thing, it doesn't fully belong to the government, right? However, it was launched by the government where, the current flag bearer of the NPP was more or less like spearheading it. Well, does it mean that it could affect people putting their songs on there? Maybe I don't belong to NPP, so I'll not put my song on there. And so it'll become a politically, inclined space that if you don't belong here, you know that thing?
Right. Automatically, we have, that's what we talk about, the education bit. We are a crop of people who are so partisan. I belong here, I don't belong here. It's like that. We're not neutralists. We don't have neutralists in our midst like that. You just take an area of people, like a few who are neutralists that can see things clearly. So definitely, if I'm NDC, automatically I'm anti-NPP, and I'm not going to do anything that will favor the NPP. You understand? To per your question you are asking, we will look at it that way. But the truth of the matter is what Spikey just said. How are you going to fund the thing? How are you going to sustain it? It's very important. Do you get me? Right. How are you going to get the advertisement placement on the thing that you have launched? Did you go into all those things? Are you going to get your MTNs, your what's that name? Telecell. Are you going to get all of them running heavy advertisement on it? Is that a means of getting, the app running so that the musicians can actually also get some, revenue off there? It's not just about the streaming. Because till now, we don't even get the streaming thing as properly sort of. Because if we think about it, it's supposed to be like, let's say, one play to $1. But that's not how it works.
Anyway, if you're home and you want to be a part of the conversation, send your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. Be a part of the conversation this morning. I don't know, but, you know, hearing dead on arrival, I'm also asking myself, you know, you are the gatekeepers in the industry. What are you trying to do to help this grow? Because it is our own. For me, when we start these things and we keep hearing the negative comments, it kills it. But how can we grow ours? Because other countries are doing theirs.
It's not like anybody wants to kill it, but it wasn't thought through. The thought through process wasn't done well. As a few like brains in the industry, that's deep in the industry, should have been consulted.
Like who?
Oh, a lot of us are out there.
Okay.
But ask me if anybody reached out to me. They only reached out with an invitation for me to see it.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's like widespread like that to almost the entire entertainment fraternity. It's like, you know, a couple of people coming together to create something, you know, that the government probably believes in at this moment. That is what's happening. That's what's been happening to our entertainment industry. A crop of people come together and then they decide for the entire entertainment industry, which is really not the case. They should sort into ideas. There are a lot of people that can actually, like we are here, we're given ideas this morning.
Right.
And if some of us were reached out to, do you think these ideas wouldn't have been put into, try to inaugurate this whole thing? But here we are. Now we are doing the relapses of something we should have been moving forward.
Right. Okay. So let's go to Bull God, I beg your pardon, and find out. Bull, do you think the timing of this app is wrong? Is it just to score political points, or it's to tackle a peculiar issue in the music industry?
I mean, it's for political points. I mean, this conversation, the vice president has spoken about it. I think somewhere middle of the year. You know, he didn't only say this. He said they were going to launch a hailing app. Yeah, and it saddens my heart that an individual in the creative space by the name Charles Nyamamens Ashatawale has a hailing app called Shaxi. We will not go and support it to take it to the next level. We want to bring our own Ghanaian hailing app. You see, when Rosalind spoke, he said, oh, why are we not supporting our own and this is our own? Please, have you heard of a Jamaican streaming app, an American streaming app, an Israelite streaming app, or a Nigerian? No, when I say that, I mean that no government supports that. No government will put money. Spotify is an American whatever, but the American government doesn't support that. It's an individual's business. Now we're here, a whole government is partnering with, and you see, when we speak, they won't let us. If it's an individual thing, hey, respect, kudos. It's another part of building the, you know, I understand. But if we're speaking on a governmental level, this is a non-starter. It shouldn't be here. And again, like you said, the timing is wrong. Again, to score political points. But I see these points, they don't score the points they want to score because we are too wise. Look at what Ashes is saying. Look at what Spike is saying. Look at, we are digging holes into what has been just put out there. You understand? And clearly you should know that they didn't even think through it. I don't even know why these people who created their own app, trying to make their own money, will go and even associate themselves to these people to mess this thing up for them. Because clearly, who is going to patronize it? Who? Tell me. And I've said nobody, no creator in Ghana is complaining. People go and say, you see what we're doing right now? And there are people on TikTok doing it and they are making money. All we're doing now, people are on TikTok right now making money off what we're just doing, this conversation we're having. There's a whole show on TikTok, several shows, and they're making money. Now, I said this early this year, or I think late last year. Our biggest problem, and check, ask Ashes is there, ask Spikey, ask any, any artist manager's team, Most of their shows that they see is from outside, not from here. Because data is damn expensive. 5 years ago, or actually 6 years ago, when Catherine Afeku, was in charge of the art, I went to a seminar. Honorable Okokumante was there. I told them that, listen, There's something called a blank levy fee. A blank levy fee is the tax that they charge of stuff that can copy creative stuff. So let's say people who are importing photocopiers pay that. People who import blank CDs, government takes money. People who are importing pen drives, anything that can be used to copy any work. Government taxes that thing. Yeah, it's called a blank levy fee. They take their percentage.
All right, so we have to, unfortunately, we have to end here. We don't have that much time, Bo. So what we'll do is we'll try and get you into the studio somewhere next week so that we can continue with the conversation. Ashes,
right.
thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely play your artist song before we go. You know how we do it. A happy belated birthday to you, though.
Thank you.
Yes, happy belated.
And I'm waiting for my beans.
You get it, the go back. This is all time with Midheart for the morning show. Coffee, it's been great having you.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Spiky,
Spiky,
many thanks
Spiky,
to you,
my darling.
Yeah, Spiky, we're done. We're done. But thank you so much for.
I'm not done with Spiky. Mr. Nkrumah, I'm still waiting for you.
I'm sure you'd have to talk about that much later on. So, Spiky, do the needful. But thank you so much for joining us, Spiky. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Prime Morning here on Joy Prime. I'm Kofi Hayford.
My name is Rosalind Fairley.